Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning or afternoon or evening or whatever day it is. I've been doing a bit of an explore and tech check this morning. And, well, first of all, I've tested out my backup internet. I have a backup internet. Yes, I always have a backup internet. Why wouldn't I have a backup internet? Remember, my connection to the world, my connection to all of you is very important to me. So, I always need backups because it isn't games, it isn't about hobbies, it's my lifeline. It's what keeps me going each day. So me not having connection to the internet can be a bad thing. Pardon. Still got a bit of a sore throat. So, I plugged in my backup internet, which is a 5G network, and the local 5G coverage isn't brilliant. So as part of my redo of this room, I invested in an external 5G antenna. Now, because it's my backup internet, I don't use it a lot. It just sits there in case my main internet goes down. But this is amusing now because I just tested it for the last 2 hours and it actually made me giggle. It made me giggle because my normal internet is a pretty okay 70 megabytes down and about 18 megabytes up speed. I won't tell you who I'm with, but it's pretty stable, and that's what I do. It's better than some people's, not as good as others. Now, it seems my backup internet with an external 5G antenna, well, let me just show you. Okay, yeah, it's almost 5 times faster. My backup internet is almost 5 times faster download and about 3.5 times faster upload. Oh, so yeah, it looks like 5G has finally come to my area. Why don't I use it as a primary internet? Because it blocks adult sites. Now I know I can get around that with a VPN, but using a VPN sort of, it blocks. It's, how can I put it? I don't trust it as much. I'd use it as a backup, but even though it's got wonderful speed, I don't have a static IP with it, which I have with my main one. And a static IP is important to me for certain reasons. So yeah. On the other hand, I've invested this month in a few bits of tech. Sold a few items to buy a few items. You know what it is? This. You see, I've been butting my head against a wall trying to set up my own personal assistant. You know, just a Raspberry Pi with speakers and a mic. I'm running a little program which will connect to my bits and pieces. Simple. But while looking for something completely different online, I was searching for maybe renewing my phones in the house. And all of a sudden I was looking at stuff and I thought, wait a minute. And it was just like an epiphany. This is a conference speakerphone system. Now, I can plug it into my phone and use it if I don't want to hold the phone up against my ear when I'm talking to the bank or something, which is good. or when I'm having to talk to DWP and stuff like that. Wonderful, because it saves me having to hold a phone up against my ear, which bothers me anyway. But I thought to myself, this is Bluetooth. It's got its own built-in battery. Is there any reason why I can't connect this to my Home Assistant system and to my silly tavern and to my AI and talk to my AI via this? And it was like an epiphany. It was like, oh, yeah, I can do that. So yeah, I just figured out that I can use that instead of faffing around with tech. Although faffing around with tech is fun and gives me a distraction. I've got some phone calls to make tomorrow morning. Bertie's happy, he's bouncing around and doing his own thing. Beryl's having a rest. Beryl was very cheeky downstairs. It was cold outside. So she went outside, had a look around, came back inside and decided to do her business in the living room instead of outside because it was too cold for her. I'm not going to be angry with her or anything because she's getting so old now. So it just happens. So yeah, there's that. Now I'm still working on my trying to bastardize my old Steam Deck and connect it with thingy, but for some reason at the moment I'm hitting a bit of a roadblock. For example, it should be working. I've got 4060 in here. It's connected all up to the Steam Deck. I'm running Windows 10, which should be able to recognize it without any issues. But nope. Windows is not recognizing that I've got a 4060 connected. I think I'm going to have to open up my Steam Deck and make sure the connection is good. I don't like to open up the old Steam Deck any more than I have to. Let me just take this out. I don't like opening up this old Steam Deck because the old Steam Deck, the screws just screw into the plastic. The OLED has them screw into actual, I believe, connectors within the actual system. So that one can be opened up and closed a lot more times than this one before this one will actually begin to fail. But yeah, I need to just do a few tests because it's not recognizing what it's supposed to. I'll test it a few more times before I decide to open it up. But that's what I'm working on at the moment. As for me, a mono 3.5mm cable is arriving today, so I can test the Spectrum 48K, and then I'll know whether or not I've got to open it up and see if there's anything actually wrong with it. I hope there's nothing wrong with it. I really hope there's nothing wrong with it. Issues. The Spectrum could have issues. And I decided, where am I getting all this money from? Because I don't have much money and I don't have hardly any money at the moment. Simple. Refund. Something that I backed a while ago. After looking into it, it won't do what I want it to do. So the people are fine about it. So I just had a refund on that. So I've got a little bit of spare cash, not a lot, but enough to do a few bits and pieces like this around here and buy a few bits and pieces. So that's why I've been able to buy a few bits and pieces at the moment. Now I'm going to be online doing things, probably play some Pal World, probably do lots of bits and pieces. I'm still tweaking things. I put blankets, you probably can't see, but I put blankets and covers over the monitors in the room when I'm doing VR, and it seems to be helping with the tracking. With the thing is this: the index had built-in stuff to deal with refractions, reflections on surfaces and that, and took a lot to make the index judder or anything due to having a monitor in the room or a mirror in the room, or so you had to have something majorly that would cause issues. Like behind this big thing is a mirror wardrobe piece there, and that had to be covered. But small stuff like monitors, case reflections, phones and anything like that didn't affect the index, but it does affect the Pimax crystal. So I've been doing bits and pieces and covering things while I'm actually doing it, and it seems to be working now. And it seems Pimax crystal works better if I actually reboot my computer just before going into VR, funnily enough. So I've started doing that. Now, what am I drinking in this? Because this isn't my normal drink. This is my normal drink with a little bit of juice in it. This has got some Manuka honey and some hot water because I've got a sore throat a bit at the moment, so I'm just drinking a bit of that to help with the sore throat. Apart from that, I'm good. So I'll say bye-bye. I'm going to, after I've done this, I'm going to plug in the Steam Deck in and just see if I can get everything to work together and generally do some shit. So bye bye for now.